When you first start cycling, you mostly have bad habits, and we cannot deny that. We also have bad habits in life as to biking as well. However, as time passes by, you master the laws of the journey, the strategies for keeping upright, and they eventually fade away. A good cycling technique is vital for safety, success, and injury prevention. Bad habits can form over time as a result of improper positioning, wrong bike fit, and body imbalances. Of course, the best thing you can do is to learn from your mistakes. So to help you stay safe on the lane, here are a couple of the most popular bad biking habits that you need to be aware of. But before we go any further, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and smash that bell icon to be updated for my videos. Without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Wrong saddle height. Riding with the incorrect bike saddle height would almost certainly result in knee, lumbar vertebrae, and ankle pain injury. How to say if the saddle height on your bike is too short? Riding with the seat too low is a typical beginner error because it's easier to get on and off. You would be cramped and inefficient if your saddle is too low. If it's too high, you run the risk of tendon and joint damage, and rocking from side to side to pedal will chafe. The most useful rule of thumb for deciding saddle height is that your knee should be around 25 to 35 degrees from straight while the pedal is at the bottom of the stroke. If you start pounding out long runs right away, you risk overuse injury and exhaustion. So build up gradually. With a little practice, you'll be knocking out centuries in no time. It can take some time to find a sweet spot for your saddle height, but it's important for comfort, efficiency, and injury prevention. Number 2. Using the gears. We always see newbies riding in the highest gear on their bike and walking up the gentlest slopes. Rarely will we see a rider's legs spin furiously as they potter around at 5 miles per hour when the bike is in low gear and seems to be holding there. People may be used to gears, but with up to 4 levers to operate, a bike's gears are much more complex than a car's, and it's not quite clear what all those levers do. Beginners on the other hand who are perplexed by gears can do 2 things: inquire and play. You can inquire with the bike shop on how to use the gears. Ask them to demonstrate the simplest gears for climbing hills, the fastest gears for speed on the flat and downhill, and how to move into them. Play with the gears. When the store is closed, go somewhere dark, peaceful, or quiet like back streets or a parking lot and ride around. Turning gears. Change the chain rings by using the shift levers on the left side of the bar, and note how pedaling is more difficult in the big ring and simpler or faster in the small. Using the right hand buttons or right hand levers, switch between the rear gears. The variation would be smaller than in the front, helping you to fine tune the gear you're using. Number 3. Hunched shoulders. As cyclists, we use the cycle as a mental and physical outlet to not only disconnect and alleviate tension, but also to keep in shape. While cycling has many advantages, the aggressive, hunch-over riding posture will also bring an extra tension to an already strained spine. When you pair this with our modern day-to-day office expectations, you can have a posture issue before you know it. If your pelvis does not rotate properly under you, you will have to curve across your upper back to meet the handlebars when you are cycling, causing a vicious circle of pain that is difficult to break out of, which is not ideal for effective cycling. Number 4. Going too fast too soon. Leading the pack from the start has clear advantages. Yes, it is. But if you want to cross the finish line in first place by going too fast, you may need to reconsider your plan. If your heart rate is too high in the first 30 minutes, your metabolic rate increases and your body enters sugar burning mode, explains Andy Wadsworth, owner of My Life Personal Fitness and a top cycling teacher. You must prepare the body to use longer lasting fat deposits rather than sugars, which runs out in half the time, says Andy. Start slowly and you'll set the pattern for the rest of the journey, he says. Just increase the speed after 30 minutes of riding at a conversational level if you don't want to blow up. Do not attempt to go too fast too soon. So for the first 30 minutes, work at the perceived exertion rate, RPE, no more than 5 out of 10. Then gradually increase to 8 or 9 out of 10 or 6, 2 or 4 minute periods with 6-minute break intervals in between, working at 5 out of 10. Repeat 30 minutes of steady state preparation at the end of the batch. If you haven't healed enough to tackle the next interval, consider increasing the recovery time or shortening the duration of your high intensity interval. Number 5. Attacking hills. It's a classic beginner mistake. The road ascends and you approach it with zeal, only to turn to the second corner and realize that there's a lot more hill than you expected, and your legs and lungs are already screaming. You've drained your supplies, accumulated oxygen debt, and your body's shouting, "Enough!" If you're good, you'll have low enough gear to recover. If not, you can find yourself on the roadside taking a break. Pacing is the key to the hills. Sure, if you're super athletic, you can sail up to them, but even Chris Froome needs to meter out his effort enough that his ultimate physiological motor takes him to the top without faltering. For beginners, the first step in learning to pace yourself is to begin in a low gear, probably your lowest. Spin quickly, breathe slowly, and hit a pace that feels like it will last all day. When you're certain that you're absolutely at ease, it's time to go up a notch and keep up the pace. A heart rate monitor can be extremely helpful instrument for determining the level of exertion, or have a smartwatch like what I do have. Alright, these are some of the cycling bad habits that you need to avoid. Am I missing something? Make sure to write your comments down below. I hope you like this video. Stay safe everyone. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more biking videos if you haven't already. See you in the next ride.